Super Robo Tyson Original Generations. It's your boy Zappa, King of the Giant Robots, and welcome to Super Robots Tyson Original Generations, plural, more than one. I am not alone today. That's your cue to speak up, boys.
Oh, I thought we were being introduced. Well, so much for that. Hi, Super Retro Theater. I'm that idiot that played Super Robot Wars 3.
I mean, I with two of us on the channel, I thought you would introduce us too. So, hello, I'm the Flightless Bird. I am, in many ways, maybe representative of you watching this video because besides the little bit I've seen of Zappa, I don't really know anything about Super Robot Wars. So if you're someone who clicked on this video and said, "What is this? I have no idea what this is. I can't get into this. I don't know what's going on." Well, I'm representing you today, and we'll see what it's like together.
It was more so a call for y'all to speak up, and then I would introduce you. But you know what? We don't script things here.
Speak up.
So, yes, this is Super Robot Wars Original Generations, plural. I have to say that clearly because I know sometimes I slur, I roll long sounds because I have breathing problems. But that said, Generations is because this is a remake compilation of Super Robot Wars Original Generation 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance, plus more content.
So is this a port, a remaster, a remake?
This is a remaster. I have played both scenarios of the original game, and I played through OG2 on GBA. So this is my first time actually seeing the PS2 version, fan translated.
I've played the Ryusei route on OG1, and that's it.
So is this a fan translation?
Yes. This came through in 2021. I had to make sure because I was like, okay, have there been any updates to this patch? No. It pretty much went out one and done. No updates, no notes.
Because a lot of the fan translations could arguably be better than the official translation sometimes.
True.
This is very true, yes. Alongside a lot of translations with the swapping of L&R sounds. There have been, information updates that have the names of things corrected. And I think that's the majority of things. Like, the names are more correct than they used to be, but across the many iterations of Super Robot Wars games, some of the same concepts get translated differently from game to game, just because sometimes the context sounds better.
Oh, in my Discord recently, we had a huge thing about that because people are complaining that the Ace Attorney investigation games being remastered means changing the character names, and there's a lot of people who don't like that.
I love all types.
In this case, it's a very particular thing, and I'll show you what mechanic it is that is so translated variably, but I think some of that comes with just better translation of the phrase and terminology over time. Let us begin.
Let's go!
So, right here at the start, we get to pick one of our two protagonists, a staple of Super Robot Wars. Choose your hero!
Does it affect the
boy.
Does it affect the characters and story like Star Ocean 2?
Very much yes.
Quite a bit. It determines your, at least your initial focus on what kind of units you'll get between Reals and Supers. And also Ryosei's in there. Choose Kyosuke.
Well, I'm choosing Kyosuke because I already chose Ryusei on the GBA version. But Ryusei is my spirit animal. Don't talk bad about my boy.
Kyosuke is way cooler.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying Ryusei and I vibe very well.
Okay, fair enough.
The SRX or the Big Sword Man, truly a hard decision.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those like RPGs where you have a character who's the main character, and then you have like the jovial second character you get that kind of plays off the first one. Mm-hmm. So when I look at this, I see Titus and Waka.
Titus and Waka.
Ryusei's Waka. Actually, that's not great either because I don't like Titus either.
Well, that is indicative of most comedy duos. Is you have the jokester and you have the straight man who has to act like the jokester is being serious or doesn't get the joke sometimes.
Kyosuke kind of plays a straight man throughout the entire story, though.
I mean, it's not that he's a jerk, but he is the straight man.
Oh yeah, he's not a jerk. He's just like he can be kind of deadpan sometimes. No matter like what Excellent tries to do to get him to crack, he's just like
right. Well, Big Sis Excellent makes up for his deadpan. Mm-hmm. So let's go. Kyosuke. Oh look, and there she is, right there. She just slides right in.
Hey, hi there.
And then there's the rest of Team SRX.
Nerds. Actually, I like Aya, so that's fine. Wait, is her name Aya? Am I getting my characters mixed up? Okay.
Aya.
Okay,
right.
Now it kind of reminds me of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
You got me on that one, lad. We've talked many a time about my current distaste for Fire Emblem.
I love Three Houses.
I'm sure that's one of the good ones.
I haven't played it yet. The last one I actually sat down and played was Awakening, I think.
We have CG cutscene.
Dude, this is a beautiful game.
This is Steve, go get a production date.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask anybody else to voice act except for me. I'll do all the heavy lifting. That's my job.
There's no way I could do it anyway with my throat.
If this is what I think it is, where am I? Who am I? My name is...
Why am I?
Aleph? No. Oh. It would seem that distress signal wasn't a false reading. Who are you? You must have just merged in this timeline. I suppose it must be fate. But this is a prime moment to capture you. I hereby shackle you. This time you will become my puppet. There are those who have stepped forth from the Forbidden Land. They broke the barrier themselves. Now we can meddle freely with that planet. But we must act before the full Emperor and those inspectors do. It must be we, the Gotso, who hold the final trump card. Carry out your mission, Aleph Balshem. I shall observe from a distance. It's funny that he says he has the trump card.
So the original for GBA came out on November 22nd, 2002. And this version came out in June 28th, 2007.
Oh, that's a 5-year difference. That's a good turnaround time.
I feel like I've heard the name Aleph before. Not from this, but...
Yeah, where have I heard that?
I feel Xenosaga from it, but I don't know.
Back to Google. No, that's not it.
New Common
Era,
Era.
179.
Outside of somebody's orbit, I kind of forgot already.
No, not that.
Oh, you know what? That does not sound as annoying as it is on Game Boy Advance. Good grief. I have not pushed a single button.
Oh, he's the default name of the protagonist of Shin Megami Tensei 2.
Yeah, but I haven't played Shin Megami Tensei 2, so that doesn't help me.
It does feel like he's been somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Let me try again.
Give me a damage report. Heavy damage to blocks 4 through 9, as well as secondary bridge. First and second main cannons inoperable. I think he can Scudo. The unidentified machines have it surrounded and pinned in place. Captain, the military strength far exceeds our own. I suggest we retreat. Blast! Can we really do nothing to stop them? Those insectoid weapons of theirs are clearly built with technology more advanced than our own. So, they're alien? That seems likely. Worse yet, we're completely outmanned, given their number and the craft sizes. They may have a mothership or mobile fortress nearby. We're in grave danger. Just when mankind finally takes a first step outside the solar system. I understand how you feel, Captain, but I advise retreat. The hideous insanes any more damage. We may not make it back to Mars, let alone Earth. We have no choice. Recover the King and Scooter withdraw from this sector at maximum combat speed. I won't soon forget this disgrace. It is the age known as the New Common Era. Nearly 2 centuries have passed since mankind began its advance into space, but the lives of people have not seen significant change since the dawn of the 21st century. The reason for this falls upon 2 meteors that collided with the Earth in the old AD era, resulting in chaos and destruction temporarily halted the advance of all human civilization. This in turn led to the year NCE 179, which a third meteorite, known as Meteor 3, fell on Idonius Island. It was the one who investigated Meteor 3, Dr. Beyond Zoldart, declared it to be an artificially crafted object, though we could not ascertain who dropped it on Earth or for what purpose. What gave him this conviction was the fact that Meteor 3 appeared out of nowhere in the L5 sector before falling to Earth. In addition, it was confirmed to have decelerated before landing. Furthermore, upon its inspection by researchers, Meter 3 was found to contain materials and technology mankind had never before seen. This was termed Extra Over Technology, or EOT for short. The Terra Federation government formed the EOT Council out of its highest officials, who then appointed Dr. Beyond to head the EOTI organization, where EOT research continued on this secrecy. Soon, data was discovered regarding articulated mobile weapons over 10 meters tall, though thought to be utilized by what could only be intelligent extraterrestrial life forms. This finding gave Dr. Beyond strong suspicion toward the creators. Beyond hypothesized the intelligent extraterrestrial life forms offered humanity this technology for some unknown purpose, included they would not likely fulfill that purpose by invading Earth. He warned the government at the TFF that the intelligent extraterrestrial life forms codenamed Irrigators pose a serious threat to humanity. Major General Norman Slay, viewing the situation with great concerns, proposed Earth-Sphere Defense Plan, which led to the development of humanoid mobile weapons known as personal troopers, weapons capable of fighting against the Irrigators.
Very Star Wars-y like feel.
I had to keep my reading faster than, letting it get over halfway of the screen.
One of my biggest pet peeves in games is when there's automatic text advance, but the text advance is at a way too high speed.
Right, yeah. Terra Federation Far East Branch Base, Izu. So your mission is to test this machine.
Oh yeah, this douchebag.
Lieutenant Colonel, permission to speak. Let's hear it. I look at the design doc for the Wald Raptor. It's highly unstable through transformation. I think it's far from ready for a live exercise. Live exercise? Don't be ridiculous. The tanks you'll be dealing with are only loaded with paint rounds. Worst case, the machine will need a good wash once you're done. In fact, you can hose it down yourself.
Hose your mom.
Live fire is my only concern, sir. Are you refusing my orders, Sergeant Kyosuke Nambu? Well? No, sir. You asked me to do it, and I'll do it. I have no qualms about putting my life on the line. That said, there's danger here whether I evade those paint rounds or not. Wild Raptor is so incomplete, I doubt we'll be able to obtain satisfactory combat data either way. Given all this, the question I need to rush a valuable new personal trooper like the Wild Raptor to live testing. And if we hit square, we can get more data on the term personal trooper. And unfortunately,
basically their world's version of a mobile suit. Sorry.
Yes, mobile suit, giant robot, whatever you want to call it. And of course, this unfortunately leads to more square buttons. You can, I think at one time you hit the right one, you can fall like 5 pages deep. We're not doing all that. Just a few misgivings, sir, that's all. Nothing grunts like you need to focus on doing your job instead of standing around mouthing off. I've heard rumors about what happened to the guest pit in Unit 2 that was rushed through testing, sir. She went missing along with its pilot, or so I've heard. Testing is an essential part of combat effectiveness. If you're questioning their value over a mere rumor, you're more gutless than I thought. Desperately need a PT capable security air superiority, but still. Had enough of this. Sergeant Kyosuke Nambu, report to the testing grounds ASAP. Roger, reporting now.
What was PT?
Personal trooper.
Okay. It's short. Got it.
Yeah, short for playable teaser. Not a fan of that one. No, at least pilot an effective machine, so I don't have to deal with him for long. Oh, so he knows. Small price to pay for the chance to make Mao Industries owe me big time. He'll make a fine sacrifice, Kyosuke Nambu.
What a jerk.
Episode 1. Broken Wings, Shattered Claws.
I will say the Japanese know how to name things. Like titles in Japan are always like drawn out and descriptive and
A little elegant.
Yep. They also seem very keen on using German names in this for its PTs.
Or English. Even in Japanese, it is still written Pase na Trupa. Operation Wall Raptor has been made successful. Tear up in flyer mode. Target drone placement complete. AI activation confirmed. Condition nominal. Hey, Kyosuke, good to go?
Hey, it's Herm. Hey, buddy.
Ready when you are.
What you
All
doing?
right, we're recording the data on our end. Take it away, Lieutenant Ermgard. The Wild Raptors are first transforming PT, so don't go too nuts out there. You have an accident while Commander Laker's away. We'll never hear the end of it. Roger that. All right, let's begin. They're all paint rounds anyway, so just do whatever you want. Roger. Paint rounds piling up to shoot you down, that is. And now we have our victory conditions. Pretty typical. Destroy them all. Typical defeat conditions. Kyosuke, shot down. Do not die.
Typical
Pog...
skill point. Kill all dudes quickly.
Yeah, Pog in chat says, I have a feeling this test flight will go perfectly and nothing will go wrong.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So, skill point...
What is... I'm sorry, is there permadeath here?
No. If you lose a unit that does not cause game over, at the end of the stage, the cost of repair will be deducted from your victory funds, and I think cost of repair fluctuates based on how much you've invested in that unit. Like, they have a flat rate, and then the more money you put in, the more it costs to fix them if they're shot down.
A percentage of the total value of the mech. Which also means that if you do poorly enough in a mission, you can end up owing instead of getting money at the end of a mission.
Yeah, I was about to say, so there is a penalty for... You can't just throw your troops out there willy-nilly.
Yeah, don't get shot down. It's bad. It's bad for business.
Bad juju, bad vibes.
It's better to not commit a unit that's not going to do well than to just throw them in, unless you desperately need a distraction.
Right.
Because the enemies, depending on the SRW game, the enemies do tend to go after the weaker units. Sometimes that means armor, sometimes that means max hit points, sometimes it means current hit points. But yes, they tend to go after the weakest units.
And as far as EXP growth, is it for every unit deployed on the map like Valkyrie Profile, or is it those who do damage like, most SRPGs?
Those who participate get their fair share. If you do damage, you get pretty... piddly experience unless there's a significant level gap, and then whoever gets the shoot down gets gets
a bigger chunk.
Yeah, there's a term of the something share, but you know what I mean.
The lion's share.
That's the move. Yes, the lion's share of the exp.
Somebody can come in and do 9,999 hit points of a 10,000 hit point unit. And the person that does that one last hit point will get more experience than the person that did all the work. It's unfair, but that's the way it goes. It's also a way to help keep your weaker units leveled. They can act as vultures and pick off the weak ones.
There's even, spells that allow that to happen.
Yeah, actually, there's an ability called... It goes by different names sometimes, but it's usually called Mercy.
Yes.
And it makes it so that you cannot damage a unit beyond its last 10 hit points. So no matter how strong you are, you cannot destroy it, which you would normally say, like, well, why would I want that? Well, you weaken them so that one of your weaker units can actually kill them with ease. All they have to do is hit. Because usually there is a damage basement, and it's usually 10 damage, unless there's some sort of barrier involved. Usually.
Yeah, there's other games that do that too, where there's like a move where you don't kill an enemy, and that's important if you need an enemy to be below an HP threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So, here we go. Welcome to Team Kyosuke Nambu. Currently piloting the Wild Raptor in flight mode. There's a lot of numbers on screen.
This thing is basically the equivalent of the Zeta.
He doesn't know Gundam.
Oh, right.
He is very babby to the giant robots.
Understood.
I'm the noob.
That's fine. But, I was going to have to do this one of these days anyway. So
I can't fly over oceans very well. That's weird.
That's
Well, no, it can fly in the ocean, but what it means is how good it is at engaging in the ocean, attacking or moving through ocean units, which it doesn't need to. So I'm kind of surprised that it's actually as high as a B. Usually it's like a D or an F or something like that, or E. But that just means its ability to move and perform or whatever.
Pog says.
What? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Pog in chat says it is like Starscream from Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Except I cannot get it out of flight mode right now.
Now you notice that there was 2 listings for the terrain. One is the pilot skill. One is the mech's ability to perform in that
we'll go
environment. So, and then it averages out.
Our unit status, which will show it's great in the air, it's decent over land, it is not so great in water, and then it is pretty good in space. Which I appreciate the symbolism now, and I don't have to try to remember which Japanese character is air and which Japanese character is space.
Mm-hmm.
Mobility is pretty much a value of how good it is at dodging. Armor is a value of how much damage it takes. Cost is what we were saying earlier about how much you have to pay if it gets shot down. There are size classes. The smaller your unit, it goes S, M, L, 2L, and then there are very rare cases where there's double S and a triple L. Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger or smaller you are compared to your enemy, varies. If you are smaller than your enemy, you have a better chance to dodge, but you take more damage. If you are larger than your enemy, you are less likely to dodge, but you take less damage.
Super robots tend to be of a large size with much higher armor but lower mobility. The complete opposite is true for real units like this. Higher mobility, lower armor, and smaller size.
Its ability to transform is not active in this stage because it's, we're not doing that right now. That's not part of the plot.
There's plot reason for that.
Right. So here is Kyosuke, level 4. His will, which is representative of how hyped up he is for battle. PP, which is pilot points, not any other thing. It's a secondary set of experience points. And some people call those skill points. You will dump those into purchasing other skills later. SP is equivalent to MP. And kills is, how many people he has defeated. His spirit
oh, sorry, go ahead.
His spirit commands are akin to spells. Everybody has 6 spells that they will learn over time. They are fixed. You cannot learn any other spells. Twin Spirit. This game has a system where you can pair people together, and it will allow access to a 7th spell.
One thing to point out for kills, this isn't true in most of the older games, but at least in the newer SRW games, kills do matter. The number can vary, but the number I've seen most is like 80 kills. If a pilot gets 80 kills, they become an ace, and they get a special ability that's specific to them. It's as far as I know, it's always like some sort of neat passing bonus.
Yeah, right now, Kyosuke's ace bonus says unmastered. We don't know what that is, except we have the power of Future Sight and the internet. I could easily go over to a certain page and tell you exactly what his ace bonus is. Kyosuke, when he learns it, his counter activation skill gains another 10%, and then when it does all the math, it adds another 10% to his damage when using melee-based attacks.
So he's like a melee version of Camille. Camille is a counter monster when it comes to ranged attacks.
Yeah. Now, what I guess because he doesn't have any, it's not showing his skills. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but here we are. Once we're on the pilot status screen, we push the button again. We can see his history, which I'm sure Bird enjoys because he is all about story-based content.
Love story.
A test pilot for the ATX team. Kyosuke's cold and calculating exterior conceals a slowly smoldering ember of a man who doesn't readily show his often blazing emotions. He gets mad. He's also a born gambler, and nothing fires up Kyosuke more than a bet with terrible odds. He loves it when the odds are 100 to 1 against him. He and Excellent are romantically involved with each other, and while he doesn't readily express it, deep down, Excellent is more important to him than anything in the world.
Spoilers? I can't believe it told you that already. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but still. I guess they figured that people that played this game played the original GBA version.
I wonder if it actually has that listed in the GBA version or not.
I don't think so. Or I want to say it might update if it does.
Maybe? I don't know.
That would make sense.
Age 22, ranked second lieutenant, later promoted to first lieutenant.
Jeez.
Display, we can change his portrait. I appreciate that the game put the effort to actually slap subtitles where things are spoken and there are no written subtitles.
Yeah, that's cool.
See, OG is really good to get into if you know next to nothing about super robots and mecha and that sort of thing, because you don't have to know anything about any other series to enjoy this stuff. It's called Original Generation for a reason. This is all original works by Van Presto.
So his skills, he has Counter, allows him to go first when it's not his turn. Commander, everybody around him gets a stat bonus. And Fortunate, which I don't actually like that particular translation of, but that is almost quite literal. What exactly is it? Because it's not one that you can learn.
Does he get more money all the time?
I think so, but I want to make sure if it's just money or if it's like more than money.
I mean, it makes sense. He's a gambler. Right.
Well, it's more than he's a gambler.
Well,
he's got like unholy luck of the gods.
Sure. I mean, if I had that sort of luck, I'd be gambling too.
I do not have that luck.
No.
Me either. That's why my skills would be something completely different. Weird. I can't seem to find it on this page. Am I like that blind? Am I failing that hard? Let me throw this at you, Steve. Maybe you can see it and I'm not seeing it because I'm dumb.
Okay.
Morale. Assist attack, focus, guard. Yeah, why am I not?
I will take a look and you can continue on if you like.
Oh, I had to scroll down to unique skills because it's not one that you can learn. Think. Fortunate, yep. Or fortune sometimes, or lucky. Receive 20% more money. Alright. I was almost trying to navigate back with my with the mouse. That's the wrong button. And now we play it like a regular tactical RPG. I can rotate the map. I can zoom in and out. I can change the angle if I feel like it. Now our goal here, hold on, let's do this. So objectives, we saw the last option under objectives was skill point. The more of these skill points you earn, it is basically your fluctuating difficulty. I think is if you're over like 60% of total skill points, you're on hard mode. And if you're under 40%, you're on easy.
Wait. The game adjusts the difficulty based on how many skill points you get?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's sort of like a progressive test where they start you out at base level, and then based on how many questions you get right, it makes it harder, and how many questions you get wrong, it makes it easier.
Yes.
Dynamic difficulty adjustment.
Okay, I think I played a game like that before, because I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 4 has this sort of difficulty.
I believe so.
I very well may. But you can play the game and ignore them. You could fail them. You could do whatever you like with them. The incentive to get as many as you can, if not all of them, is typically allows for the only way to recruit some characters, as well as seeing like the true final ending.
But yeah, it usually doesn't give you a lot of breathing room if you want to see the best ending, or at least not necessarily the best, but just a different ending at least.
So typically what I do is I do this thing called battle saves. Do we want to continue the game? No, we're done. We're done for the day. Time's up. Show's over. I thought there was an auto. There it is.
Yeah.
Well, auto, please do it.
Is this set to slow?
There's one
Look at
set.
that pog, have a great one.
さっきのセットもいい感じだったし。りょうとくん、もう一回勝負よ。20セット勝負の約束だったはずじゃ。なら今度は料理、さあ料理で勝負よ。
Looks like Chun-Li.
料理の腕だったら絶対負けない。もう決めたわ。今すぐキッチンに行きましょう。じゃあパン勝負じゃダメかな。パン？りょうとくん、パンなんか焼くの？まあ最近ね。初耳。
So an interesting thing about SRW games, since I want to say like SRW 3, maybe even 2. I'm not sure. I'm trying to.
I don't think 2 would have done it.
Is if you save and quit, you'll get a little scene between one or multiple characters that's like saying, "Hey, thanks for playing," or come back soon, or whatever. Just some sort of dialogue between them, and it does it with a ton of different characters.
So oh, go ahead. You weren't done.
No, I was done actually.
Okay, so as the games go on and you start to get voices with the characters, what they'll do a lot of the times is they'll actually make voice actor allusions to other roles that those characters have done or those voice actors have done. Mm-hmm. You have Armor Ray and Misato Katsurugi from Evangelion. Misato's voice actress also did Sailor Moon in Japanese, and Amuro did Tuxedo Mask. So what they like to do a lot of the time is kind of insinuate that those two characters from different shows are romantically involved because they played Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask.
It's a cute little touch for people that know.
Yeah.
I love Sailor Moon.
So they do that. They'll make voice actor allusions all the time. Either through voices or just silly little jokes, or just like a fun little bit that gives you a little more insight to the character that the game normally doesn't have time for. Like, I didn't know Ryoto even cooked at all, and I used him as my main character in the one on Dreamcast.
There you go.
So anyway, I did the save thing so I could immediately roll back under my fails. So each attack here has a range and a utility. Under type, if it has a P there, that means you can use it to attack after you've moved. Otherwise, you're kind of a sniping unit.
Back in the old days of SRW, it was very rare to see a post-move attack that had more than one range. Very rare. Now it's pretty common.
Yeah.
Part of what made SRW 3 so freaking hard.
Okay, triangle. It's not showing me triangle. So animation on, animation off, self-explanatory. On the right side, the heroes always attack from the right. Our hit chance is 100%. Their chance to hit me back is only 28%. Hard to keep this thing balanced. The dev team bases on the moon. Wonder if their sense of gravity is different from ours. Not exactly my comfort zone, but hero's nothing.
I mean, yeah, there's only 0.3 Earth gravities on the moon, so that's supposed to give a controlled environment, but still. Go, Wave Rider! I mean, Wild Raptor.
Go,
You may notice that SRW is big on the flashy stuff.
SRW, produced by Michael Bay.
Almost.
Kinda, yeah.
If you catch the right series, most likely.
And some of these attacks can take like 2 minutes to do. You let them play out.
Wait a second. Those weren't paint rounds. They're packing heat. How would you know they didn't attack? This is Sergeant Kyosuke Nambu. Lieutenant Colonel Hans, you copy? Operator, we have an emergency call from the pilot, sir. Ignore it. That thing's a prototype. Of course you're gonna have issues. Kids these days, bunch of whiters. Sir, if I may, I've never heard anything about drones being loaded with live ammo. Man, how am I supposed to give you every report that passes across my desk? Conniving bastard. Ugh, what's going on? Guess I'll just have to deal with it.
Go blow up Hans' house.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't know I was loaded with live rounds.
Yep, I thought I was just, repainting the roof. That's all. My
I
bad.
thought this was a disco light. My bad.
So now it's the enemy's turn. We get 3 options under main. You can choose to counter, choose your favorite gun. You can evade, which means you don't get to attack, but you cut their accuracy in half most of the time. And defend, which means their accuracy doesn't change, but you take reduced damage most of the time.
The real feel bad moments are when you're fighting a boss unit and you choose evade and it's still 100% accuracy to hit you. Feels bad, man.
Or when you defend and it still hits you for more
destroys
HP
you
than
anyway.
Yeah. One hit kill, you have no chance to survive.
Feels real bad.
So typically, I like to show off every animation for every weapon at least once, but the game has decided we're operating under a 2-turn time limit. So we're going all out. Now, some games, we're going to see if this game does it or not. If you've seen something before and you didn't mean to watch it, sometimes you can hit a button such as start or cancel, and you'll bail out. And you'll just kind of maybe see the results.
And you may have noticed that he got to attack first despite being the defender. It's because his counter skill kicked in.
Mm-hmm. Which not everybody has.
Correct.
Air-to-ground homing missile. Hasha.
He didn't kick in this time.
Yeah, there's a skill in Fire Emblem Three Houses where there's like an abuse thing that you can do. I believe it's if your character has X percentage HP left, they automatically attack first.
So
what you basically do is you like pump up one character to a really high attack stat, and then you just give them a skill that decreases their HP by a certain percent, and then you take that one character into the map, and that one character will destroy everything without doing anything, because it'll just counterattack everything and kill it instantly.
That sounds like a counter tank to me. Sounds fun. There's a character from a different series. He has a skill where when his HP is below 30%, like he gains like 20 points in every stat. And then he has another one on top of that where when his HP is at 10% or less, he gains like another 20 points to every stat. But you have him go in there with minimal HP and just, never get touched. And critical everything. Shoot everything and leave.
Very hard to kill at low hit points, funny enough.
Now, we're doing good. So I'm going to drop another safety save because I have to one and done all skill points. And at this point, once you get used to it, it's like, okay, now that an enemy has attacked you, you can see its stats, I thought. Game. There we go. It's just it's cancel then confirm, and we can look at things like weapon stats and know exactly how far it can shoot me from. So that has a range of 7 on it. Do I have a weapon with a range of 7 on it? Yes, I do. And it's almost dead. So, what I want to do is then we calculate 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. It doesn't have to move. It can still shoot me. And I can do this move.
Dropping bombs on aircraft.
Sure, why not? But I don't like that I have a 76% chance to hit. That means I have a 7% chance to hit. And the numbers don't lie. Sometimes Super Robot Wars is XCOM.
Oh, hello, Focus. The most useful skill for a real pilot. As a real robot pilot.
Spirit is, our MP, or our magic. Axel, go 3 spaces faster.
Can you spirit and then attack like VP3?
Yes, so what we're going to do is we're going to focus.
Make sure you hit.
Mm-hmm. And now that that's active, in this era of games, you have to know what spells you're going to use and use them before you do anything, because once you commit and you engage, you're stuck.
I'll never forget watching you play Front Mission, and you were saving and loading like 20 times to try to kill an enemy because RNG just wasn't in your favor.
Yep, and there was no way to modify the RNG other than hope it works. In newer games, and I'll get to that screen, you could get as far as this screen where you have your numbers to hit, and you could bring up your spell list and cast a spell from here, even when it's not your turn. Now, I want to watch this.
So you have 100% to hit. Does that mean you actually have 100% to hit?
Yes.
No Pokemon 1 out of 256 chance of missing you with 100%?
There may be some skills that can activate that can nullify that one way or the other. But in terms of just raw mechanics of hit versus evade, if it says 100%, it means 100%.
And, the numbers are real. They're not like modified hiding in the back XCOM numbers. I just have bad luck.
It's the it's the worst thing in the world when you watch someone do a Pokemon speedrun and they get really far into it and they're on world record pace and then the 100% skill misses due to a 1 out of 256 in-game percentage chance of missing a 100% attack.
Yeah.
That's booty.
And then they die because they missed. So, and of course they don't save because they're on world record pace and the entire run is just dead.
Yep.
Like that.
You're 2 seconds from the end. You just got to land this one hit XCOM'd.
And you may think, well, how often does that happen? But when you think about speedrunners playing a game, 10 times a day, 100 times a week, it does happen.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Especially when they use that same move multiple times per run. So it happens more often than one might think.
Well, there's this one particular battle in the original Pokemon speedrun where if you miss, you instantly die. So this speedrunner is always like, will this be the 1 out of 256 chance? Because if it happens here, I'm dead.
So Kyosuke leveled up off that kill. The new blue spell there is charged. That means he just learned it. And skill point obtained, which means you get to hear the sound effect on my stream. I don't know if you get to hear it there on Discord. Okay, if you didn't hear anything, then you'll have to catch it in post. But my screen now says skill point get. I got the skill point. It's time.
So
Well,
that
Sergeant,
increased your difficulty, right?
not yet. Because it has to be a percent. If you get the first one, you're still on normal. Once you get 2, then it has like a percent that it can run from. And you're like, okay, if I got 1 and not the second one, I would be on normal. If I got to stage 3 and only got 1, then I would be on easy. But if I had all 3, I would be on hard. So I won't be on hard mode until I start stage 3.
Reminds me of Valkyrie profile.
Well,
Based on when you kill a character is when something happens.
Aren't you the Top Gun? Talk about testing the emergency transformation sequence next. Say what? What the hell are you trying to pull? You have any idea what could happen if that thing transforms right now? Sir, I think I need an explanation. Why were the drones loaded with live ammunition? Shut up and continue the test, or you chicken, Sergeant Kyosuke Nambu.
Chicken McFly?
Nobody calls me chicken. Roger.
Hey, don't make fun of the flightless birds here.
Commencing test of the Raptor's emergency transformation sequence. Something tells me I'm being set up here. All I can do is trust my luck to see me through. Don't do it, Kyosuke! Return to base! Lieutenant, that's insubordination. The hell it is! Are you trying to kill him? I suggest you watch your tone, Lieutenant. The transformation isn't finishing. Ugh.
Which is why you did it over the water. Well, bye, Wave Rider.
Kyosuke, no! The emergency situation. Wild Raptor is splashdown. Sergeant, come in. Sergeant Kyosuke, do you read me? Oh, how could this be? What a tragedy to lose such an exceptional pilot.
Somebody shoot him. I hate this guy so much.
Now Industries must be taken to task for this debacle.
Because this isn't the last time you see this guy. He's a douche the entire time.
Lieutenant, have the unit return to the moon as soon as it's recovered. Huh? This is all Mao Industries' responsibility. You can tell that old flame of yours Ling when you get there. You snake! Sir! What? Didn't you hear my order? Retrieve the Wild Raptor and... The pilot survived, sir! We just confirmed it!
They set your house on fire!
Kyosuke! Kyosuke, do you copy?
Rumble, 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 rumble.
That bastard has the devil's luck. I just have to use the accident as a pretense for him to get expelled from the Far East branch. What a pain. Think I'm in one piece. Other than feel my ribs. Looks like I managed to survive. Again. And for Bird's sake, I will explain this since we're not going to see this for some time. Kyosuke was involved in the incident. Probably like 3 or 4 years before this. He and known girlfriend Excellent were involved in a transport crash where everybody was burned and died on impact during entry except for Kyosuke and Excellent.
So that guy hates him. He blames him for it.
Oh no, he's unrelated. That guy's just a jerk.
That guy is literally just a douche.
Kyosuke and Excellent were completely unscathed from a shuttle that exploded during atmospheric re-entry.
I need to see a "This is fine" meme with Kyosuke in the middle. Instead of the dog.
He's like, this is fine.
With that same picture that's on the screen right now. Like, this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Alright. Well then, we have money, so we can at least show unit upgrade, maybe? Oh wait, what unit? The Wild Raptor exploded.
Oh yeah,
He has no unit.
He can upgrade his Segway.
Maybe we could raise his stats a little bit. Hey look, there's my test save.
Hey.
Oh, it does put me on hard mode. That just confirmed it. See that little H there? Skill points 1. Hard.
So that means your next level is going to be hard, but if you don't get the skill point next level, it'll bounce you back down to normal?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that affects your ending, right?
Yes.
Although he can get back up to hard if he gets more skill points.
Yeah,
it's you don't have to get every single one, but you do have to get a large percentage
to stay on hard mode. But as far as the final stage, let me verify this on the flowchart.
On average, in most SRW games with this mechanic, you usually have to nail between 80 to 85% of skill points.
So, in this game, I think you get the final stage no matter what. But in the GBA version, you have to have 35 out of 42 skill points. No, 35 out of 41.
35 out of 41. That's, I'll just pull up the calculator real quick.
Right.
Almost on the nose. 85.3%.
Nice. All right. Well,
of
then
all
there you
skill
go.
points. So there's not a lot of room for screwing around if you want to get the extra stuff.
Right. And then
Typically.
some games are a lot more strict, because you have to have missed only 2. Plus, reach the final stage within a certain number of turns having passed.
Not only that, many of the games have route choices, and even if you have no skill points, if you didn't choose the right route, you could miss out. This is at least the case in SRW 3.
Right. If you miss out on certain characters, certain units, certain story beats. So having the internet at your fingertips will at least help you, guide you. I want to follow this series of events to get this character. You will at least know which way to go.
That reminds me of SRW 3. In order to get the final the secret battle on that one, you have to do so many things and take the right path, and then the final mission you have to deploy a certain unit. And I didn't know that you had to deploy them, or they had to be on the field. I just thought I could deploy them, put them back in the carrier, and we're done. But no, I got the normal ending because of that. So I had to go back and do the same 2-hour battle again, just to get the ending I wanted, or just to unlock the battle I wanted. It was annoying.
I mean, there are games that have very confusing true endings.
Absolutely.
Right.
The one that I know Zappa knows is the original Valkyrie profile. I don't know how you get that without a guide, because the requirements on how you had to lower your seal, and you got to be an exact number, and you can't go to this place until this chapter. I mean, no one playing that game without a guide would have any clue how to get that ending.
I've looked that up before because I never played the PS1 version, but I did play the PSP version. And I looked at the guide for all the extra stuff, and I'm just like, what?
It's
this
insane.
is way too much.
It's literally insane because, like I said, an area will open, and you think, oh, I go to this area, and that's what you would
check
do.
This out.
But if you go to that area at that point in the game, you can't get the ending you want. And if you don't defeat this boss in this specific chapter, if you don't send this unit, which the game literally tells you, do not send this unit in this specific chapter, then it won't work. I mean, it's absolutely insane how anyone got the 8 ending without a guide telling them what to do.
I don't remember what ending I got when I played it, because I think I played it I don't know if I played with a guide first time I did on PSP. I know I got the Seraphic Gate, but I don't know if you actually needed a certain ending.
No,
Well,
that's just progress.
That's
just
the other.
progress, okay.
That's the other annoying thing about the way that game works, because in order to get through the Seraphic Gate, and to get everything in the Seraphic Gate, you need these special items. You can only get these special items if you play on hard mode, and you can only get these special items if you know where to get them on hard mode. So you could play through the game, get this Seraphic Gate, and then be like, well, how do I open this door?
That would explain a lot then. Because I never did complete it.
So in order to go through this Seraphic Gate in its entirety, you have to play on hard, which, again, not a lot of people probably would do.
Right.
I got all 3 endings on my channel, and I explained it all, but I legit don't know how anyone could have done it otherwise. And it's, going back to Super Robot Wars here, it feels like that's the same thing, where you had to do X and Y in a very specific sequence.
It really can be, yes.
Yeah,
I'm also reminded of a very specific bad ending you can get on SRW F Final. It's basically the Evangelion ending where everything just goes wrong.
Right, but in order to get that, you actually have to be actively bad at the game.
You do have to try to get this ending. Like, you have to really try to be this bad. It involves getting Shinji down and turned into Berserk mode 5 times, which is hard to do because the Avas are actually pretty hard to kill.
And I think you have to fail to recruit Katra? Or no,
Yes.
I think that I don't know if that was something that was for F or if that was Alpha.
No, it's for F Final. If you don't recruit him, you have to not recruit him. You have to pick a specific path, and you have to get Shinji down to 5 times.
It's just.
You have to go out of your way.
Yeah,
We should make a video together where we all pick like a game or two and really difficult endings, and
complain about them.
yeah, just do like this collab video where we say, okay, well, these are the 10 games that have endings that you can't see unless you have a guide.
Yeah,
That'd be a good one. And my submission would be the bad ending for SRW F Final. It's the worst ending by far.
yeah, and the endings you have to go out of your way and deliberately mess up.
It is the "you lose, good day, sir" ending.
But
You just screwed humanity. Great job.
let's see. Just looking at the flowchart here, and I know Bird loves to go in blind, and I respect that. You know, if we pick the game that he wants to play, and I will give him options, I will. You know,
You're not going in blind. You know this game, so it doesn't matter.
No, well, yeah, but like, I'm not going in blind, but you're going in blind. It's like, how much navigation do I give you?
Like, I think I was talking about Shadow Hearts 2 Zappa, and I'm really excited for that. The first game has 2 endings, and the endings are a little bit complicated, but the second game, it's literally a choice. You know, you choose A, you get ending A. You choose B, you get ending B. And I don't know which one's best because they both have pros and cons. You know, the secret ending versus the non-secret.
So, going down the flowchart for this game, you don't have a secret unit to, you know, find or unlock until you get to stage 20. And the conditions are a certain character must have gotten to a certain level.
Wow.
And,
that's right.
and that could be something you naturally do through gameplay, or it's like, I don't like this character or this unit, so no, never mind. And you just don't get the secret unit that they'll give you further on.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
He brings up a good point. There are a lot of obscure recruitment requirements in this game, or requirements for getting certain items, certain mechs or whatever. Some might require like, hey, if you want to do this, you need to have so many people as an ace, or this person needs so many kills if you want to recruit this character or get this unit, blah blah blah, and it does not tell you.
Well, it reminds me of Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
And Chrono Cross, in order to get Lena, your girlfriend, basically, you have to deny another character joining you 3 times.
And I did not know that my first time through the game.
I didn't know that either. First off, to deny her once is harsh. Then you deny her twice, and then you think, oh, this must be mandatory. I have to take her because the game is prompting me 3 times. Come on.
You assume it's a but thou must situation. That's what I would have thought. I was like, well, we're the hero. We're supposed to help this person, so I guess fine. But then I find out the second go through, like, if you just deny you get Lena, like, holy crap, I can recruit her, and she's super awesome.
I know.
What the hell? I missed out on the
character.
Like, I missed out on one of the best characters in the game. What the hell?
And
it's also you can also miss a certain swordsman.
Yep.
If you help out you know who.
Mm-hmm.
You miss out on the best characters. Those 2 characters you can miss. I use both of them every time now. Every time I play Chrono Cross.
And that will be our second video collab. The 10 characters that you can easily miss out on due to you not knowing that you missed out on them.
Oh God, I feel like Chrono Cross has to be like #1 for that, but maybe we'll think of something.
Stoshin too.
Stoshin.
Yeah,
You only get certain characters on certain paths, and if you say yay or nay, if you'd agree to have everyone, then you'll have too many characters to get some of the later ones.
Like one of the coolest characters, the dragon guy.
Oh yeah, you can tell him to go suck an egg.
Well, I didn't even know that guy was recruitable the first time I played the game because I recruited someone else, not knowing that this other cooler guy was locked out from me.
I didn't know you could get the 3-eyed, alien girl and her boyfriend.
Now in the original Star Ocean 2, the boyfriend is next to useless, but the lady, she's pretty good, and in 2R, she's even better.
Oh,
I need to play.
She's super. 2R, like 2R, you do not need symbologists. You really don't. You take Claude, you take Opera, you take Precious, and you take Madison, and you just win. Because all Opera has to do is what's that healing star. She can just spam it for cheap. It's instant cast, and it heals everybody for a lot. So if you play 2R, if you want an easy time, use that party.
Sorry, we get sidetracked easy.
Sorry.
Okay.
Robots. Yeah.
Robots. Next time, more robots.
All combat is over. Now that you've tasted victory, I'm sure you'll be back.